Aloha, beautiful people. So, I do a lot of channeling work in my practice. And the other day, one of my beautiful clients, we were talking about the state of our world. And maybe you guys can hear the rain coming down. It's really raining right now. Anyway, and she asked me, she was like, when does this end? When does the tide shift? When do we get to experience heaven on earth versus hell on earth? And I tuned in, and the answer that came through was really beautiful, and it was really honest, right? And what the message that I received was, the tide is already shifting, and it is going to take a little time in a linear sense. And we have to understand that we have been dealing with this as a global community for centuries, okay? This didn't happen yesterday. This has been generations of a very calculated and very manipulative energy that has been growing stronger and stronger over the years, over the generations, by keeping us, quote unquote, asleep, keeping us distracted, figuring out how to make us tune in to things that don't even really matter in the grand scheme of things versus tuning into ourselves, right? And the amazing miracles that we each are, as a collective and as individuals, and the power that we hold. So we've been stripped away from a lot, and on purpose. And so as a result of that, over generations of real deep mass oppression and suffering, we've been beat down. And so it's going to take time to really get to that place of, as she said, heaven on earth versus hell on earth. And at the same time, there are these incredible moments of heaven on earth, right? A baby's laugh, a walk in the woods, the sound of a babbling creek, right? A wave crashing on the shores, a sunset, a sunrise, auroras. I mean, the list goes on and on. Heaven is here on earth. There are so many things that remind us that there is a much bigger story at play. And the more we're able to tune in to what feels like the energy of this idea of heaven on earth, the more that becomes our reality. And we cannot forget what is playing out inside of our own selves. Is it hell inside of you? Or is it heaven inside of you? Or somewhere in between, right? So it is really important that we cultivate and create that idea of heaven inside of our own selves, and that is peace, that is compassion, that is humility, that is kindness, that is integrity, all of those beautiful energies and emotions and ways of being that really, really lift us versus keep us down. And a way to get there is by acknowledging some of the heavier stuff that we're carrying because of this generational trauma being played out over and over again, cycles repeating. And once we realize that we truly are the cycle breakers, right? That we have the awareness now, we have access to these tools that some of us, most of us, all of us even have at a moment's notice, like our breath, like the ability to mindfully breathe and to calm our nervous systems and get to that quiet place so that we can journey inside of ourselves and really deeply listen and hold space and things like that, right? And really allow ourselves to heal and release the things that feel heavy and oppressive inside of us. And so once we begin to do that work, it begins to radiate out into the collective. And we have all this help now as well, right? We're hearing about solar flares. All the planets seem to be aligning like every other week. I mean, there's just so much help, not only within our own selves and these beautiful tools that we have access to now and that we're all talking about now and sharing with one another, especially our abilities of compassion and kindness and humanity, right? We all have that, access to that. We also have these outer forces that are helping us as well. Some of them we can't even see, but we can feel or hear, maybe in the breeze, or maybe even what feels like, a thought or a voice inside of ourselves that's guiding us in a way that we can't even explain. So taking all of that into consideration, right? And knowing that we are also entering into a time of fire horse energy, which is accelerated energy. We also know that when we are on a healing journey, things do tend to accelerate. It may not be as fast as we'd like, but you can see when you are consciously aware of your healing journey, how fast things can evolve and grow and expand in just a year's time. So take all of that into account and know that this isn't going to take generations. This is going to take, and it's going to go as fast or as slow as we decide, as we choose. And each step is either going to slow us down or it's going to speed us up. So it's really up to you, and it's really up to me, and it's up to us as a collective. And the more we lean into love and that beautiful energy of compassion and kindness and love for one another and love for ourselves, things get to go a little bit faster, right? Because it's not so heavy. Love is not heavy. Compassion is not heavy. Empathy is not heavy. It's beautiful. It's uplifting. It's expansive. It's light. So, it's up to us. We get to create our reality. It's true. So let's create a reality that we all want to be in together. Let's create that collective heaven on earth. Okay, thanks for listening. Have a great evening. I send you my love. Aloha.